So let's read the purport and the translation and the synonyms. Anejadekam manaso javiyo nena deva apnuvan purvamarsat arshat tadhavato anyan hatyeti tishtat tasmin apo matarishva dadhati. So first we'll read the translation. Although fixed in his abode, the personality of Godhead is swifter than the mind and can overcome all others running. The powerful demigods cannot approach him. Although in one place, he controls those who supply the air and rain. He surpasses all in excellence. So here, Anejat means fixed. Ekam one, Manasa, then the mind. Javiya, more swift. Na, not. Enat, this Supreme Lord. Devaha, the demigods like Indra, etc. Apnu one can approach. Purvam, in front. Arshat, moving quickly. Tathi, Davata, those who are running. Anyan, others. Atyeti, surpasses. Tishtat, remaining in one place. Tasmin, in him. Apaha, rain. Matarishva, the god who controls the wind and rain. The gods who control the wind and rain. Dadati, supply. Okay, so translation one more time. Although fixed in his abode, the personality of Godhead is swifter than the mind and can overcome all others running. So he's fixed in Goloka eva nivasatya khilatma bhuta. He is in Golok Vrindavan, his nivas. But is swifter than the mind and can overcome all others running. The powerful demigods cannot approach him. Although in one place he controls those who supply the air and rain, he surpasses all in excellence. So there's a pastime, right, in which Krishna is walking and who is running after him? Somebody is running.
Kalyavan.
Kalyavan is running and Krishna is walking. And still Kalyavan cannot catch Krishna because Krishna is faster than the mind. Okay. Okay, we are having Bhakti Shastri call, so you can join on Teams, on the Zoom actually. Okay, Hare Krishna. Yeah, you're having Bhakti Shastri. Okay.
That's what we say. Yashoda was, how can she catch Krishna? He's faster than the speed of mind.
Hmm. Yes. So only the devotee can catch Krishna. Krishna is faster. Then okay, so Preeti has come here for 5 minutes, she's saying, but let me tell. Hold on 1 minute, I'll be back in 5 minutes. I don't know why she's come here. So now.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna.
So, Panthastu koti satavatsara sampargamyo vayorothapi manaso muni pungavanam. Sopyastyat prapadya simnya vichintya tatve govindam adi purusham tamaham bhajami. Brahma Samhita verse says that Krishna runs faster. Then, if you are seated on a chariot which runs at the speed of the mind, still you cannot reach Krishna's abode because Krishna runs faster than the speed of the mind, or the Krishna is beyond the mind's speculation. Even though the yogis, they speculate for thousands of years, they may not be able to reach Krishna. So, athapite deva padam bujadvaya prasada leshana greta evahi janati tatvam bhagwan mahimno nachanyo ekopi chiram vichinvan. Lord Brahma, in his prayers, he says that even if you speculate for many, many years, you cannot get Krishna. That's why Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, in his discussion with Ramananda Rai, he says, Jnane prayasa udapasya namanta eva, jivanti sanmukharitam bhavadiya vartam, sthane sthita shruti katam tanuman manobhi, ye prayasho ajito jito api asi tais trilokyam. He says that one should give up mental speculation and one should submissively hear the Krishna Katha that is vibrated by the pure devotees. One does not need to change his position. One can remain in his position, but simply hear Krishna Katha in a submissive oral receptive mood. And by this, one can actually conquer Krishna, who is unconquerable. Ajita becomes Jita. So these are all in Brahma's prayers. In the 10th canto, 14th chapter, Brahma offers his prayers after, he is feeling very sad that he tried to trick Krishna. So he's coming down and offering prayers to Krishna in Vrindavan. So there's a whole chapter about that. So we cannot speculate. That's why our process is called the descending process, right? The descending process means the Avroha Pantha. There is Aroha Pantha, means the ascending process, but ours is the descending process. So we don't have to apply so many our brain and speculate like that. Somebody is not on mute. Okay. So through mental speculation, even the greatest philosopher cannot know the Supreme Lord. Who is the absolute personality of Godhead. He can be known only by his devotees through his mercy. In the Brahma Samhita, it is stated that even if a non-devotee philosopher travels through space at the speed of the wind or the mind for hundreds of millions of years, he will still find that the absolute truth is far, far away from him. So that is the Panthastu Koti Satavatsara. Pantha, Koti Shata means thousands of millions of years. So let's see how Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur has translated this. I worship Govinda, the primeval Lord, that's Govinda Madi Purusham Tama. Only the tip of toe of whose lotus feet is approached by the yogis, who aspire after the transcendental and betake themselves to the pranayam by drilling the respiration, or by the jnanis, who try to find out the non-differentiated Brahman by the process of elimination of the mundane, extending over thousands of millions of years. So he's talking about two things here, the jnanis and the yogis. So they cannot approach Krishna. They just can just come to the tip of the toe of the Lord. And the tip of the toe of the Lord is very radiant, and it is emanating this effulgence, right? There's a verse how the holy name is worshipped, right? There's Okay, so anyway, the tip of the toe of whose lotus feet is approached. So it's very difficult to approach Krishna. Only when we love him through bhakti, then he will be reveal himself. Bhaktya mam abhijanati yavan yashashmi tatvatah tato mam tato gyatva vishate danantaram. In Bhagavad Gita, when we will continue, we'll study the Bhagavad Gita, then we'll come across all these verses. Bhaktyastvananya shakya aham evam vedo Arjuna. Kyatum drashtum cha tatvena praveshtum cha.
प्रवेष्टुं च परन्तु
Yes, only by um, unalloyed bhakti, it is possible to enter into the mysteries of my understanding. Krishna says, you can know only me. So that verse is quoted here. In the Brahma Samhita 534, it is stated that even if a non-devotee philosopher travels through space at the speed of wind or mind for hundreds of millions of years, he will still find that the absolute truth is far, far away from him. The Brahma Samhita further describes that the absolute personality of Godhead has his transcendental abode, known as Goloka, where he remains and engages in his pastimes. Yet, by his inconceivable potencies, he can simultaneously reach every part of his creative energy. So, this is describing Krishna has his own abode. He is in Goloka, but his energies extend everywhere. Goloka eva nivasatya akhilatma bhuta. His nivas is in Goloka, but he is present in the hearts of every atom. He is present. Ananda chinmaya rasa pratibhavitabhis tabhirya eva nijarupataya kalpi. Goloka eva nivasatya akhilatma bhuta govindam adi purusham tamaham bhajami. So, just like the sun is localized, but his energies extend everywhere. So similarly, Krishna's energies, although he's localized, you could say, in Golok Vrindavan. He never leaves Vrindavan, but his energies are extending everywhere. Through his expansions as Paramatma, Andantarastha Paramanuchayantarastham. He is present as Shirodakshai Vishnu in the hearts of all the living entities and all the atoms he has expanded. We say Shirodakshai Vishnu is the super soul in everybody's heart, and the super soul of this universe is Garbhodakshai Vishnu, and the super soul of all the universe is Karanodakshai Vishnu. So Mahavishnu. So like that, Krishna is extending everywhere. So where he remains and engages in his pastimes, yet by his inconceivable potencies, he can simultaneously reach every part of his creative energy. So Krishna knows the black ant who's crawling on a black night on the black mountain. Can you find on a black night? Means there is no moonlight. There's a little black ant, and the mountain is also black. You can only find even the ant, right? On the mountain is huge, but Krishna knows even that little tiny jiva in a tiny body. He knows all the history of all that. He knows everything. So this is also in the Bhagavad Gita. It is described that one should meditate upon the Supreme as the one who knows everything. So nothing is hidden from the Supreme Lord. And if we think the practical application is that Krishna is watching me, not only externally, but internally, is watching me. What are my thoughts? What am I thinking? What are my material desires? How I want to enjoy? Krishna is watching me internally. So we want to be cautious of this, and we want to say, Krishna, I want to become pure, not only externally, but internally also. In my thoughts, I don't want any thoughts of sense gratification. Of course, that's our desire. So I don't want any thoughts of sense gratification. Krishna, I want only thoughts about service to you. And I don't want any other distractional thoughts. So Krishna, please help me. Of course, thoughts will come, but we don't pay attention to those thoughts. So thoughts may come because of our past conditioning, but we ignore, and then the thoughts will go away. So otherwise, Krishna says, if we externally restrain the senses, but if our mind dwells on sense objects, then we are mithyachari. We are a pretender. So we want to become both pure externally and internally. Because pure devotee means his body, mind, and words are in harmony. Means all that he speaks is what he's thinking, and that is what he's doing with his body. So we're talking about how Yashoda was using her body, mind, and words, BMW, in the service of Krishna. So everybody has their BMW, body, mind, and words, and how they can all be used in Krishna's service. So that's where we want to come to. We may not be there, but we want to come to there. And that happens automatically when your love for Krishna will, when our love for Krishna will mature, then it will automatically happen. So that the goal is to become a pure devotee, right? The goal of all these things is to become pure devotee of Krishna. Prabhupada says, even if one man becomes a pure devotee, we'll consider mission a success. So that's the goal, to become a pure devotee of Krishna. So keeping that goal in mind, we should practice spiritual life, that I want to become a pure devotee of Krishna. And of course, devotional service itself purifies. So we have to do pure devotional service without any motivation, just for the sake of pleasing Krishna. And then we want to do it uninterruptedly also. If we can do that, then we are a pure devotee. Unmotivated, uninterrupted devotional service. So Brahma Samhita 537 further describes that the absolute personality of Godhead is his transcendental abode, known as Goloka, where he remains and engages in his pastimes. Yet by his inconceivable potencies, he can simultaneously reach every part of his creative energy. And we see in that many examples, Draupadi. Krishna was not there. Twice Krishna came to Draupadi's rescue. Once when she was in the forest in Kamyavan, when they were in exile, Duryodhan sent Durvasa Muni with his 60,000 disciples. And at that time also, Draupadi invoked Krishna's help, and Krishna came there. And when she was being disrobed, that time also Krishna was far away. He was not there in the palace, but he came to Draupadi's rescue. So it is not like that I'm here and Krishna is so far, so he will not be able to help me. Like in this material world, if you are in America and our parents are in India and they have some trouble, right? So we cannot help them immediately. We cannot take care of them. We cannot take them to hospital because there's a distance. We are separated by distance. So, but for Krishna, there is no barrier of distance or time or like that. He can immediately come to his, and that happened with Gajendra also. In fact, for Gajendra, they said he was telling Garuda, right, to go faster and faster, or he was going, yeah.
He was going faster than Garuda.
Yeah, so he was like, yeah, he sometimes they say he left his chadar also, right? He was so eager to save his devotee. So anyway, Krishna can come very fast. In the Vishnu Puran, his potencies are compared to the heat and light that emanate from a fire. So Krishna is very swift, right? So sometimes we say भगवान के घर में देर है, अंधेर नहीं. Der means delay, and andher means ignorance or darkness. So sometimes Krishna may take some time to reciprocate because it's his own sweet will. It's not that because he's taking time because he doesn't know and he doesn't want to come, but he may have his own plan and he may not reciprocate, but um, he he will come eventually, and and sometimes he may come even very fast. For Prahlad, immediately he appeared in the pillar. So it's like that. In the Vishnu Puran, his potencies are compared to heat and light that emanate from a fire. There's a verse like that. Like fire is there, then heat and light are the accompanying features of the fire. Although situated in one place, a fire can distribute its light and heat for some distance. Similarly, the absolute personality of Godhead, although fixed in its transcendental abode, can diffuse its different energies everywhere. So this verse is talking about nobody can approach Krishna, but he's far away, but he still can. He pervades everywhere. In the Bhagavad Gita, there is a verse in the 9th chapter, Maya tatam idam sarvam jagadavyakta murtina. Krishna says, in my unmanifested form. I pervade the entire universe. Maya tatamidam sarvam. So 9.4. Matstani sarvabhutani na chaham teshva avastitah. By me in my unmanifested form, this entire universe is pervaded. All beings are in me, but I am not in them. That's a little confusing. Means he's aloof from the material world to some degree. And it is Paramatma feature is there. So although his energies are innumerable, they can be divided into three principal categories, which we read in the Nectar of Instruction. What are the three energies? Not somebody who knows, like somebody who's. What are the three energies of Krishna? Who can say, let's ask Sita Vallabhi. What are the three energies of Krishna?
Internal potency, external potency, and is that right?
Correct. Those two are correct. But what is the third one?
Marginal potency.
Marginal potency. And we are which potency?
Marginal potency.
Marginal potency. What does internal potency mean? The Karuna can say. Karuna Mataji.
It's um, like with this energy we can able to reach Krishna. Devotees are under internal energy, and then external is like about material energy, Maya kind of thing, Prabhuji. So those who are trying to be devotees, they will be under the internal energy. They cannot be influenced by the external energy.
Yes. Internal energy means devotion, service, and external energy means this illusory energy. Internal energy means, yeah, under the shelter of Radharani, and external energy means under the shelter of Durga Devi. Actually, Prabhupada says the same energy can be used for heating, and cooling. We have same electricity. When it goes through a heater, it heats. When it goes through air conditioner, it cools. So it's the same energy, but it performs differently, different function. So for the devotee, if you see everything as connected to Krishna, then the material world ceases to exist. That's the spiritual world, because you are seeing it as Krishna's energy. So meant for Krishna's energy is meant to be used to serve the energetic. So it's Krishna's energy. That energy should be used to serve where the source of energy, which is Krishna. So everything we have energy. Where is our energy coming from? From all the things we eat, right? And it gets calories. Everything has calories, all this, whatever we eat. The calories are coming from juice or whatever we are eating, sweets. Calories are coming, and we have so many calories in our body. So those calories belong to Krishna. So we should use those calories because they are coming from the juice which we didn't manufacture. And the juice gets digested in our body. Krishna says, I am the fire of digestion. And that's why the calories and everything happens. So all these things are coming from Krishna. So we should use our energy in Krishna's service. We have a lot of energy. As you're all young people, you have a lot of energy. So with our energy, what we should do? We should push on this Krishna consciousness movement. We are very energetic now. So we should use our energy because one day our energy will become less. So when energy is there, that is when you offer to Krishna. And when energy is not there, then you can offer your mind. And of course, now also we should offer our mind and heart to Krishna. But we can also do physical activity also. So we can, go out, distribute books, meet people, go on Harinam Sankirtan, like that. So we can use our energy to serve Krishna. And in the temple also. You can clean the pots, you can mop the floor, you can dress the deities, whatever energy, whichever way you have energy, you can use in Krishna's service. So
Hare
energy,
Krishna Prabhuji, I have a question. What is marginal energy then?
marginal energy means they can either be on, like in a book, you have a margin. So you can be like, it's like a boundary. Tatashta Shakti, it is called Tatastha, means margin means you can go on this side or you can go on this side. You can go towards devotional life or you can go towards material life. You choice that you have. You as Jiva, you are marginal energy, but you cannot be on the margin. You have to either be on one side or like there is boundary between India and Pakistan. Somebody says, I want to build my house on the border. They say, no, no. You select whether you want to be on Pakistan side or you want to be on India side or US and Canada, right? You cannot say, I want to build my house right on the border, half on this side and half on this side. No, you cannot say like that. So similarly, we at every moment we have a choice. So we can be either taking shelter of Radharani or we can be under the illusory energy of Durga Devi. So every moment is a choice. Between B and D, there is C. C represents the choice. So we have choice like that.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Yeah. Okay. So the Brahma Samhita further describes that the absolute personality of Godhead is his transcendental abode known as Goloka, where he remains and engages in his pastimes. Yet by his inconceivable potencies, he can simultaneously reach every part of his creative energy. In the Vishnu Puran, okay, we read all that. So although situated in one place, a fire can distribute its light and heat for some distance. Similarly, the absolute personality of Godhead, although fixed in his transcendental abode, can diffuse his different energies everywhere. Although his energies are innumerable, they can be divided into three principal categories: the internal potency, the marginal potency, and the external potency. There are hundreds and millions of subheadings to each of these categories. So he says in the internal potency also, there are three categories, at least we know. Sandhini, Samvit, and what's the third one? Ladini. Right? That's how it is described. So the dominating demigods who are empowered to control and administer such natural phenomena as air, light, rain are all classified within the marginal potency of the absolute person. So there are demigods. They are also Jiva Tattvas. That's why they are classified as marginal potency. Brahma is a post, and different Jivas occupy the post of Brahma, who are qualified. Lesser living beings, including humans, also belong to the Lord's marginal potency. The material world is the creation of the Lord's external potency. And the spiritual sky, where the kingdom of God is situated, is a manifestation of his internal potency. So material world is the creation of Lord's external potency, and the spiritual sky is the manifestation of his internal potency. So Devtas and Jivas, all the human beings, are also in category of marginal potency. Thus, the different energies of the Lord are present everywhere. Although the Lord and his energies are non-different, one should not mistake these energies for the supreme truth. So there is difference between energy and energetic, which is the philosophy of Karuna Mataji. What is our philosophy? The difference between
Mayavadis, Prabhuji, or impersonalists?
No, difference between the energy and the energetic. They are simultaneously one.
One achintya chintya bedam.
Achintya bheda abheda tattva. We say achintya bheda abhed. Achintya means
Achintya, simultaneously different and the same.
achintya means that which we cannot conceive with our mind. It's called inconceivable. And bhed means
Difference.
difference. And abhed means sameness.
Sameness.
So inconceivable, sameness, and difference. Oneness and difference. How can that be? If a thing is either equal to something or different from it, you can't say it is equal, but it is also different. So this is why it is called achintya. So we say, who can explain the achintya bheda bhed tattva philosophy? Maybe Amarnath Krishna Prabhu can tell us what is achintya bheda bhed. What does it mean?
Prabhu, I'll try. like we are part of the super soul, but we are not the God. We are just a hamsha. Is small this thing. So we are different from God. We can't be a God.
Hmm. Yes. So what is the oneness about and what is the difference about? Like we are same in and what is we are different in what? Because it says different, Veda and Abhed. So we are one and we are different in something. So what does Prabhupada say? We are
one in quality and different in quantity.
Quantity,
correct.
correct.
Okay. This iPhone, I don't know this iPhone who's come.
Me, Prabhu Kanchan.
Okay. You can also change your this thing.
Sorry, Prabhu. I'm just listening, but
Yeah.
I'm leaving.
So we are one in quality because we are part. So we have the qualities of the Supreme Lord. We are, Prabhupada says, we are sample Krishna. Sample Krishna means we have the qualities of the whole. Like if you take in biopsy, in pathology, they do a biopsy, they take a sample of the tissue and they analyze the tissue and they can tell whether it's cancer, not cancer, like that. And they can know that, okay, this is. So we are sample Krishna. We
Yeah,
are
like a drop of the water in the ocean.
Yeah, correct. Yes. You analyze a chemical by taking a sample and then you study that sample in the laboratory. Then you can know the qualities. So we are one in quality, but different in quantity. So the salt that is contained in the drop is different from the salt contained in the ocean. So we are tiny, we are Ishwaras. We are also called Ishwara. We are controllers, but we are not the supreme controller. So we have desires, Krishna has also desires. We are conscious, Krishna is conscious. We are eternal, Krishna is eternal, so we are also eternal. There was never a time, Krishna says, when I did not exist, nor you, nor all these kings. Because if Krishna is eternal, then we as part of Krishna, we are also eternal. Na tvevaham jatu nasam, na tvam nime chanadipa. Na chaivam na bhavishyama sarve vayam athaparam. In the second chapter of Bhagavad Gita, this verse comes. So we are eternal, we are Satchidananda Vigraha, like Krishna, because we are part of Krishna. Is that okay? Everybody follows. There is a very, very fundamental concept to our philosophy. So sometimes, Advaita philosophy is there, Dvaita philosophy is there, all this. But we are both Dvaitas and Advaitas. Means we are separate, but we are same at one time also. So that is reconciled in the Achintya Bheda, Abhed. So Prabhupada is saying one should not mistake these energies for the supreme truth. So we should not think that Jiva is the supreme, is God, right? No, he's part of God. He has godly qualities, but he is not the same as God. So Prabhupada was very against this philosophy. And when he wrote his offering to his spiritual master, Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, in Vyas Puja, that absolute is sentient, thou hast proved. Impersonal calamity, thou hast removed. And this is a Shakespearean language. That time, 1900s, when he made this. Absolute is a poem he wrote. Absolute is sentient, means absolute is a person. Thou means Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur is referring to, has proved that God is a person. Impersonal calamity, thou has removed. That I and the Lord are same, that impersonal thing that has been removed. So nor should one wrongly consider that the Supreme Lord is distributed everywhere impersonally, or that he loses his personal existence. Men are accustomed to reaching conclusions according to their capacity for understanding, but the Supreme Lord is not subjected to our limited capacity for understanding. So we have limited understanding because we are unsure. It is for this reason that Upanishads warn us that no one can approach the Lord by his own limited potency. So he is infinite, we are infinitely small. In the Bhagavad Gita 10.2, the Lord says that not even the great rishis and suras can know him. 10.2. Name vidu sura gana prabhavam na maharshaya ahamadirhi devanam maharshinam cha sarvasha. Neither the host of demigods nor the great sages know my origin or opulences. For every respect, I am the source of the. So we don't know Krishna. So that's why we have to approach somebody who knows Krishna. Even the great rishis and suras cannot know him perfectly, because Krishna is infinite. So we don't know, like we go to school because we don't know. So we have to approach somebody like physics teacher. They will explain with the books and the Shastra. Ultimate guru is the Shastra. And the guru, the teacher has to speak what is there in the books. He cannot speak his own philosophy. Then that is not bona fide. So Shastra is the guru. And whoever is the guru is ultimately speaking from Shastra. So, like a lawyer cannot say, I think maybe perhaps it's like, then why there is law degree, right? The people study 4 years, whatever law degree, because you have to get the knowledge from the law books, and that is bona fide. So, similarly, we have to get knowledge from the authentic sources. Otherwise, we can speak our own philosophy. And that is why there is so much confusion, because a lot of people are speaking their own philosophy. And yesterday we had home program. Somebody was saying, yeah, I heard that Brahma is actually uh, not is Brahma, Vishnu, and Mahesh. Brahma is actually the Lord also. But if you don't hear, then Brahma is not the Lord. He is a post. Brahma is a post. So, and what to speak of the Asuras, for whom there is no question of understanding the ways of the Lord. So even rishis and asuras cannot know him. This fourth mantra of Sri Ishopanishad very clearly suggests that the absolute truth is ultimately the absolute person. Otherwise, there would have been no need to mention so many details in support of his personal features. So his personal features. Even the Muslims, right, they worship Allah. One time, Radha Govind Swami, Radha Govind Swami, who used to give Bhagavad Katha in Hindi, and who is still there in Vrindavan, although his health is not supporting now. But he used to, and he was in Kenya or somewhere, in Nairobi or somewhere, where it was like a Muslim country, and he was at the airport. His flight was delayed. So he was chanting on his beads. And then one Muslim man came to him and said, he was a little curious. Why is he chanting on the beads and what is he doing? Yet, so we can read the incident here. His Holiness Radha Govind Maharaj mentions this incident on his flight from Kenya to India. His flight had a transit via Kuwait. Due to some delay, he had to wait for 4 or 5 hours at Kuwait. So Kuwait, he was delayed. So Kuwait is Muslim country. While chanting Hare Krishna in the airport lounge, one airport official watching the Indian Swami became intrigued and called him over to speak. He said, come Maharaj, I want to speak to you. Maharaj was feeling reluctant to go, as he was in a country which may not appreciate his path. Gathering courage with faith in the Lord, Maharaj went to meet the man. So he said, okay, let me meet him. He's a Muslim person. What will he say? Then officially quickly opened the discussion with his introduction and asked Maharaj if he was a Hindu Swami. Maharaj said, yes. And he said, so I heard Hindus worship stone as God. Maharaj immediately answered him in a way that oh no, we don't worship stone as God, but we worship God in stone. So God actually is present in the stone by the invitation of a pure devotee. We say Pran Pratishtha. So he said something like that because he could not understand all the details. So then he wanted to know how. Maharaj said, actually, as per your scriptures, Allah has a bluish face. He is playing flute and that he has many followers and devotees staying with him. Maharaj is talking about Allah. Is it? Asked the official. Maharaj continued, of course, not all have seen him. Only those who are pure have seen him. So now if you love someone, many times people to remember the beloved and to cherish their memories, they make a beautiful painting or sculpture of the person. So he's explaining the process of deity worship, how deity is. So if you want to remember somebody, like there are statues of Mahatma Gandhi and so many other people, right? To remember that person. So he's saying, similarly in our tradition, those who have seen God have beautifully painted them and carved his form for them to remember him and also help see those who have never seen them. So this form of God is to help us remember that God is a form. Of course, we say deity is non-different from God. And yeah, but it is also a manifestation of the God's form. So he's saying that, yeah, many people build statues and things like that. Oh, that's unique because they don't believe in deity worship, right? They don't say that. Yeah, there is. So that's unique, replied the Kuwaiti man. Wanting to ask more, no more. The man was ready with his queries. So he wanted to ask. But then what happened? There was time for namaz. So some alarm rang. It's time for namaz. And everybody on that airport, they bent down, all the Muslims, and they were offering namaz. And Maharaj was chanting on his beads. So after the prayer, this man came back to Maharaj and said, are you sure you prayed namaz, you did namaz? Allah is hearing your prayers? Yes, Allah is hearing my prayer. So means Allah can hear? Yes. The man was a little bit annoyed. He says, yes, he can hear me. Just like you can hear me, Allah can hear all of us. Then Maharaj said, okay, then he must have ears to hear. Then he said, can he speak to you? He said, yes. Can he see when you are in trouble? Yes. So Allah has ears, he can hear you. He has eyes because he can see you. He has mouth because he can speak to you. Means Allah has a form. It's basically like that. Just then Maharaj, so then the announcement came for Maharaj to board the flight to India. And this man was so impressed by his brief association with the Maharaj. Little association with a great devotee can change. So he said, so Maharaj asked him, what is the time? So he understood Maharaj doesn't have a watch. Oh, you don't have a watch? So he went and brought a watch, nice watch, and gave him to Maharaj as a gift. So, so that is how. So in our theology, in our Vaishnava theology, God is a person. He has a form. He's not impersonal. And Prabhupada is saying there will be no need to mention so many details in support of his personal features. So all his eyes, everything is described in the Bhagavatam. There are so many verses. What he does, and so a lot of detailed information about God is there. Okay. Although the individual parts and parcels of the Lord's marginal potency have all the symptoms of the Lord himself, they have limited spheres of activity and are all therefore limited. The parts and parcels are never equal to the whole. Therefore, they cannot appreciate the Lord's full potency. So we have the same qualities of the Lord, but we are limited, so we cannot appreciate how great the Lord is. Yad yad vibhuti mat sattvam. Yad yad vibhuti mat sattvam. Srimad urjitam evava. Tat tadeva vagachatvam. Mama tejo ansha sambhavam. Krishna is saying that what can I tell you of my opulences? They are unlimited. My power is unlimited. And whatever I have told you, Arjun, is just a spark of my splendor. It's just a tip of the iceberg. A little bit I have told you. But I am unlimited. And we see this big universe, where it starts, where it ends, we don't know. How many planets? How did all this come into existence? This is the Lord's power at work. And we can't even measure, right? The length and breadth of this universe. So this is the situation. We are very ignorant. So we should feel ourselves as very foolish. We are foolish. We don't know anything. We are under illusion. And we need to be enlightened. With this mood, we should read Srila Prabhupada's books. I'm foolish. I don't know anything. And even if I know things, I'm not applying them in my life. So I don't know really. I mean, you are all applying. I'm not saying that. But yeah, we should read with this mood that I want to learn. Then you can learn. And under the influence of material nature, foolish and ignorant living beings who are but part and parcels of the Lord try to conjecture, means guessing, about the Lord's transcendental position. Sri Ishopanishad warns of the futility of trying to establish the identity of Lord through mental speculation. Oh, he may be like this, he may be like that. One should try to learn of the transcendence from the Lord himself, the supreme source of the Vedas, for the Lord alone has full knowledge of transcendence. So if you want to know me, then I have to tell you about myself. You can speculate. I like this. I like scuba diving. I like this. I may not like it. I like Karela. I may not like it. You may speculate so many things about me. But if I tell about myself, or if somebody close to me tells about myself, then you can know. So the devotees are very close to the Lord and they talk about the Lord. So that's an authentic way. Then you can know what is my hobbies, what I like, what I don't like. Or I directly tell about myself. I like this food, I don't like this food. Then you can, or you can speculate. Oh, he may like this, he may like that. So instead of speculating, directly learn from Shastra, which is nothing but the Lord speaking directly in Bhagavad Gita. And in Bhagavatam, his devotees are speaking. One devotee, actually His Holiness Bhakti Charu Maharaj was saying, when the Lord speaks about himself, he speaks in brief. So Bhagavad Gita has only 700 verses. But when the devotees who have so much love for the Lord, they speak about the Lord, oh, they can speak like so much because they love the Lord. Because the Lord does not like to blow his own trumpet. Because sometimes, the Lord doesn't want to say, oh, I am this. He says so many verses like that, I am this, I am that. But the devotees of the Lord, they speak so much about the Lord and describing the Lord. So there are so many verses. Shukdev Goswami speaking about the beauty of the Lord and everything. So that is the Bhagavatam. Every part and parcel of the complete whole is endowed with some particular energy to act according to the Lord's will. So we have also some abilities to do some things coming from according to the Lord's will. When the part Buddhi Buddhi Matamasmi Tejas Tejas Vinam Aham Shabdakhe Paurusham Rishu, Bhagavad Gita Krishna says, I am ability in man, I am the strength of the strong, I am the prowess of the powerful, I am the intelligence of the intelligent. So like that. When the part and parcel living entity forgets his particular activities under the Lord's will, he is considered to be in Maya, illusion. So when he forgets who is giving everything to him, then he is in Maya. Thus, from the very beginning, Sri Shopnishad wants us to be very careful to play the part designated for us by the Lord. So we should always remember, Maya means to not see the connection between what we have and who has given it to us. Then we'll develop pride. This does not mean that the individual soul has no initiative of his own. So it doesn't mean the individual soul is like a robot. No. He has his individual freedom also. Minute freedom. Because he's part and parcel of the Lord, he must partake of the initiative of the Lord as well. Because we are in the company, then we are a faithful employee, then what we will do? We'll participate in the mission of the company. So we are part of the Lord. So we are meant to take part in his mission. What is his mission? The Lord's mission is to bring back all the conditioned souls back home, back to Godhead. So the devotee should participate in the mission of the Lord. The mission of the Lord is to bring all the conditioned souls back home. Like a soldier, if he participates in the country's mission, then he's given a medal. So that's why Krishna says, those who spread this Krishna consciousness movement, they are very dear to me. Nacha tasman manusheshu kashin me priya kritama. Bhavita nacha me tasmad anya priyataro bhuvi. There is no servant more dear to me, nor will there ever be one more dear than one who explains this knowledge to others. So that is the mission of the Lord. That's why Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, Yare dekho tare kaho Krishna updesh. So we can help if we are not giving. We can help in the missionary activities. Like we are building this big temple here in Columbus. So that is there so that people will come in large numbers, hopefully, and they will hear about Krishna. So we should participate in this, and there'll be preaching going on, there'll be kirtan going on. When a person properly utilizes initiative or active nature with intelligence, understanding that everything is the Lord's potency, he can revive his original consciousness, which was lost due to association with Maya, the external energy. All power is obtained. So when we connect with the Lord, we become like a live wire. When we are connected to the powerhouse. Otherwise, we are dead wire. Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur said that those who have life, they can preach. Right?
प्राणाच्छेयार से हेतु प्रचार।
Pranachaya se hetu prachar. So we should have life, and we should have while we have the energy, we should use all our energy to serve Krishna. And everything is preaching in the temple services we are doing, making prasadam. So many people are coming because of prasadam. Right? Prasadam was not there, half the people would not come. So, like that. So even if you are making prasadam, helping in buying bhoga, right? That is all being used and people are coming. So that is all connected to preaching. And the deities are very beautiful. So people say ISKCON deities, oh, so beautiful. Very clean environment, so beautiful deities. And that is why they come, attracted by the deity, especially Indian people. They want to see the deity, that's why they come to temple. So when they come to the temple, when they see the deity, there should be somebody to give them books also, or they should be sitting down and hearing the class. So we should also inspire them. Do not force anybody, but they should sit down and hear the class also. So that is how, because just by seeing is not, you have to hear Krishna. So all power is obtained from the Lord. Therefore, each particular power must be utilized to execute the will of the Lord and not otherwise. Whatever energy we should have should be used in the service of the Lord. The Lord can be, we have money energy, we have physical energy, we have influence energy. So all these things can be used to further the mission of the Lord. The Lord can be known by one who has adopted such a submissive service attitude. Perfect knowledge means knowing the Lord in all his features, knowing his potencies, and knowing how these potencies work by his will. These matters are described by the Lord in the Bhagavad Gita, the essence of all the Upanishads. So perfect knowledge means knowing the Lord, how his energies work, who are we, what is our relationship, what is this material nature, how karma is working, what activities we should do and not do. So all these things. This is the essence of all Upanishads. Okay, so it's 9 o'clock. Then stop. We also finished this 4th verse. So anybody has any comments? Yeah, now it's all.
Prabhuji, like here I have one doubt regarding one statement in this purport, Prabhuji. So here, like one statement is there, every part and parcel of the complete whole is endowed with some particular energy to act according to the Lord's will. So my understanding regarding with this statement is like we have some what I can say, some people are good in music, some people are like good in art. So whatever the abilities that we are having, so it's the mercy given to us by Krishna. So on those abilities we have to use in the service of Krishna. That's the my understanding is right, Prabhuji, regarding that statement.
Yes, correct.
Okay.
Yeah, we all have been endowed with some ability. Somebody can do some talent, everybody has, which is coming from Krishna. Somebody can cook nicely, somebody can sing nicely, somebody can do administration nicely, right? Organization nicely. So whatever abilities we have, yes.
Yeah.
And yeah.
Yes, Prabhu. Yeah, you go ahead, Prabhuji, please.
No. So I'm just saying that, yeah, it may come according to our karma also from our past, but it is also given by Krishna only ultimately. So some people have some talent for certain things. So some people have musical talents, but love this, that. So whatever it is, we can use it. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, and one more question is like how we can know that we are acting according to the Lord's will, or like we are not in association with Maya, Prabhuji, how like in our daily activities, so how we can make sure that we are not under the influence of Maya.
Yeah, so we know certain activities are favorable for bhakti, like 9 processes of devotional service. If you're engaging in those activities, then you are doing, and ultimately you're moving closer, remembering Krishna, then it is more like, yeah, those activities that you're doing. Which is, if it is bringing you closer to Krishna, remembrance of Krishna, then attachment to Krishna, then they are favorable activities. And if certain activities are taking you away from Krishna, then they're in Maya. So like that broad classification is there. Anukulyasya sankalpa, pratikulyasya varjanam. Do those activities that are favorable for Krishna consciousness and avoid those that are unfavorable. So what are favorable and unfavorable? How will we know? Well, we read Shastra and we hear from devotees. So that way we will know that what is favorable. Like in Nectar of Instruction, can you tell me what are the favorable activities? What are unfavorable activities?
Like we have read the third verse of Nectar of Instruction,
Third
that
or second verse?
associating with the non-devotees, being greedy,
It is the
over,
second verse, not the third.
over endeavoring for the material things.
Yeah. So like that we can analyze, and then we have from devotees also we can know, right? So earlier they used to have the guidance from the guru on a regular basis. They used to live in the ashram and like that. So many things they are being monitored, right? So then they will, but now we are not monitored. So if our sadhana is slackening or something, then there is nobody to tell us. Of course, devotees may tell if you're coming, let's say we have a daily call, and if you're not coming, then somebody will say, oh, why you're not coming? What happened? Why you're not chanting? So there has to be some accountability. Then there will be some, yeah. Bharat Maharaj had no accountability because he was all alone and he got carried away by the deer, attachment to the deer, and there was nobody to correct him. So like that, if you have some accountability to somebody in our community or something like that, then there'll be some responsibility. Then like that. So that can also help. And then ultimately, nobody can force anybody. We have to do our own. By convincing ourselves, no, this is good for me, then we will do it. Then we don't need to be forced. So more we read Prabhupada's books, then the more we are convinced that this is good for me, then I will do it naturally, chanting and all the other activities of devotional service. Because I'm convinced this is for my benefit. And then you get taste also. When you get taste, then you enjoy doing it. Then you will do it automatically. So what are favorable? All these things we can know by reading Prabhupada's books, by associating with devotees and all this.
Thank you, Prabhu.
Yeah.
So, Prabhu, ultimately, the books, Shastras, everything is trying to tell us that we have to do a chanting. That is the only way we can get to the God, the Krishna.
Yes. Correct. So this age, chanting is the main thing, and Hare Nam, Hare Nam, Hare Nam. And then there are offenses in chanting. So if we want our chanting to be effective, we have to avoid the offenses, the 10 offenses. So, and to remain inspired in chanting, we should have association, or we should hear about the glories of chanting, because we tend to forget. So the glories of devotional service, so like that, all this we hear, that will remain inspired, and we can keep doing it. So because Maya is like, yeah, it just takes us away, our consciousness. This world is the kingdom of Maya. So it is difficult. So spiritual life means you have to swim upstream. And if you're not struggling, then you have to struggle to improve. When you're chanting also, you have to struggle to control the mind like that. So we should struggle. One quote I want to share, and we'll end with this, if there's no other comments. So struggle has to be there if we take things easy. Like yesterday, we went to one program, and this person has some health crisis. But she says, even in my health crisis, I'm chanting the holy name. I never forget to observe Ekadashi and like that. So So when things are good, we should become very fixed up. So when things become bad, then things become bad, then we can be like, okay, we can have some willpower and we can still engage. So here Prabhupada said, this is one. A disciple asked you, some disciple asked Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada, what makes you happy? And you replied, I am happy when I see you struggle. By this statement, you meant that when we meet with difficulty in spreading Krishna consciousness, we have to persevere. When we have difficulty in our family lives or personal sadhana, we have to struggle and persevere. We have to have absolute faith in the simple process that you gave us. That is the answer. So we have to struggle with chanting, with our sadhana like this, to chant good rounds, to control the mind. It's not so easy, all these things. So we have to try, make an effort. Otherwise, we'll go downstream, right? If you don't make effort, if you're not swimming, making an effort to go upstream, naturally we'll go downstream. So this is how it is. Okay, so that's what it is. So thank you very much. If there is no other comments, we'll stop. Hare Krishna, everyone.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Thank you.
Krishna.